it goes all the way around. It really comes full circle in everything. If you overthink it, you're just going to overstimulate yourself, and you're not even going to want to do it because it's just going to be mentally exhausting. You just exhausted yourself mentally to where you don't even want to think about it, which means in turn you're not going to want to do it. You're not going to have that drive and that desire. Motivation's not going to be there every day. It's cool if you have it. That's even better. Some days it'll spark, some days you'll feel drained. But as long as you enjoy doing what you're doing nonetheless, you don't need the motivation. You don't want to be in a situation where you hate what you're doing, but you're so disciplined that you do it anyway. Nah, enjoy what you do, love what you do, have some sort of passion towards what you do. And when there's times where you don't want to do it because you just naturally enjoy it or you're passionate about it, you'll find a way to put in that discipline because you don't want to sacrifice something you enjoy. You're going to find a way to make time for it. At some point, if you really want it, that's the real key to success is. Always. Perfection is literally the killer to success. Trying to be perfect in everything, and everything has to be good, and over-analyzing everything leads to overthinking things and leading you to not want to take that risk or take that action. What you need to do is brief analyzation. Brief analyzation is making sure you know what you're aware of, knowing what you're getting into, understanding the risk and reward, if there's any reward in what you're doing, in your goals, in life, in habits. It goes all the way around. It really comes full circle in everything. If you overthink it, you're just going to overstimulate yourself, and you're not even going to want to do it because it's just going to be mentally exhausting. You just exhausted yourself mentally to where you don't even want to think about it, which means in turn you're not going to want to do it. You're not going to have that drive and that desire. Motivation's not going to be there every day. It's cool if you have it. That's even better. Some days it'll spark, some days you'll feel drained. But as long as you enjoy doing what you're doing nonetheless, you don't need the motivation. You don't want to be in a situation where you hate what you're doing, but you're so disciplined that you do it anyway. Nah, enjoy what you do, love what you do, have some sort of passion towards what you do. And when there's times where you don't want to do it because you just naturally enjoy it or you're passionate about it, you'll find a way to put in that discipline because you don't want to sacrifice something you enjoy. You're going to find a way to make time for it. At some point, if you really want it, that's the real key to success is. Always. Being disciplined, going hard for your goals, not caring what people think, not telling anyone your goals or only very few people that you trust. You don't need a big friend group because half of them are most likely fake. You're just having a big friend group. It's just, I don't think people understand, like, having a big friend group does not equate to everyone wanting the best for you, man. There's always going to be people who are going to despise you, hate you, look at you a certain way because they don't see themselves doing much for themselves or better. So then they kind of hate on you, or they kind of talk bad about you, or kind of downplay your goals or your efforts and everything. And you just got to come at them from a different angle and just be like, I got to change my friend group. That's why after graduating high school, when you go to college, man, you really get to venture out and find different people, new people that can help you in different parts of your life, or even people from high school that have leveled up, people from high school that have upgraded, done better for themselves, whether mentally, physically, spiritually, whatever the case is, just for the better, whether they were the shy kid, now they're more confident, or the more arrogant kid, or the guy or woman who thought they were all that, had a big ego, now it's humbled. Or if they don't change at all, just that kind of sucks, because no matter what you were in high school or even in college in your life, you always need to level up. You always need to find ways to level up in every aspect of your life, because you want to be multidimensional, man. Multidimensionalness, especially as a guy, is very unique. Because certain guys will do certain things and women will have bad experiences with those guys and try to group them. Same with women. Certain women, certain guys will have bad experience with women and say women are this and all women are that. I don't get too deep into it. There's been situations where I've heard women say that men are this, men are that, and I never get offended because I'm not a part of that. If anything, I'm a part of the minority of the rare few good guys. Good men, young men. So it's just, I don't care too much. I don't take it personally because, it's not directed towards me. Obviously, what they're saying is a hot take, but that's their personal experience. I can't do much about that. All I could do is just kind of hope that they can see the better light, and hopefully they have better judgment on who they get with. Because some women could say that and still get with guys that ain't worth nothing, even though they know that and they've had those bad experiences, so they know the hints, but they're not used to finding good guys or getting with good guys or afraid of that change. So they kind of just go back to what they know. Same with addiction. Like, it's like it's wrong, but it's such a bad habit to where it's like, dang, what happens if I really get rid of it? Like, the good, the potential, but you're just so in such a deep addiction, or just deep, like, kind of stagnant mode where it's just like, I don't feel comfortable. It's everybody wants to feel comfortable in society. When you're comfortable being uncomfortable, that's where success lies over a long period of time. With the duration, with the consistency, the discipline. It takes a lot. The journey is boring, yes, and women do want experiences, quality time. I'm not going to get too deep into that specifically, but just recently talked to one of my homies, went to the gym and everything, and he hangs out with his girl about once a week, or talks, I don't know how often they talk, but hanging out once a week. And because we're young adults, college students, we're figuring everything out, we're putting ourselves in, trying to put ourselves in better positions and going hard every day. And she feels some type of way a little bit because he's not spending as much time with her. And what's crazy is, that was high school. You had more free time. You had ridiculous classes that you didn't have to take in high school. As a senior, it's kind of just filler spots for the semester, since you already got all your graduation requirements to graduate on time. Or even if you didn't need to take certain classes because you were behind, or you didn't take it when you needed to for whatever reason, overall, having either early release and whatnot, it just came down to, we had more time. But I feel like in a relationship, you need to have a separation period. Not saying y'all are done talking, but just kind of like, you need to have like that missing of each other period. Because when you see it every day, is when you see the same person every day, or eat the same thing every day, you kind of get tired of it. It's not that you dislike the person or dislike the food, you just kind of want something new. And as for a relationship, you kind of just want to separate a little bit, and maybe not separate. Like, I'm not trying to say separate as in break up, but separate as in, y'all don't have to see each other all the time. You don't want to be too clingy. You don't want to be too attached. That's the one thing, man. Being attached is such a negative thing. If you're going to be attached to something, be attached to your goals. That's the only thing I can see myself being attached to. I can never be attached to someone else, because then I feel like you're too reliant on them. I'm not saying you can't help each other. I can't say you can't trust each other. But when you're too attached, that low-key can drive people away. No one wants to be around someone who's so clingy. Because that clinginess is kind of going to probably be annoying at a certain period. Because there's your partner's not going to always want to be clingy with you. At certain points, yes, but not always. So, it's just like, we're young adults now. I always look at it like this. I feel like she complains now, but I feel like when she sees the progress that my homie is doing, she's not going to care much. If honestly, she might like that. I feel like it's just a temporary state. I don't think she really means that. She's probably just running off of, pure emotions right now. Because women go through, high emotional state. They'll be upset or feel one way one moment, and then they'll be back to better, the next moment. So that's why I kind of say, and she's probably just, it's just an initial state. I feel like after a certain period of time, wouldn't be too long, in my opinion, with their situation, she'll be good. Because when you see the long-term vision, that's where it's like you can respect it and then you can understand it. I feel like that's what it comes down to as a guy, finding that right partner who's going to, respect you and let them know, like, hey, I'm not going to be able to see you as much as we used to. Once a week, not going to be able to see you as much, call you as much, but I'll definitely always, check in on you every week and whatnot, making sure you're okay, you're good. That's a stronger relationship because you still have that missing factor of each other. You still care for one another. You still make sure each other's good, straight, safe. So that's really what correlates with it. And you can't expect perfection, because that in itself is not perfect. If it was perfect, it would be all sunshine and rainbows. No relationship is sunshine and rainbows. All right. You just gotta have the right woman and right partner, whether you're a man or woman, have the right partner with you to support you in your goals, understand each other's, and have similar goals and mindset, because that's really the best way to understand each other in most cases. And just have a peace of mind. Don't seek perfection, even when it comes to certain people. You know, not everyone's going to be perfect in everything, so you kind of just got to accept their flaws. Obviously, help them improve if you can, but certain flaws, you kind of just got to embrace it as long as it's nothing too detrimental to you or to them. It's specifically to you, you know, self-love overall. But that's really it, man. You know, that's the end of this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Comment, like, subscribe. Comment down any other future videos you may want to see. Let me know what's on your mind. If this resonated with you, make sure you save it, rewatch it again. Share it to someone who may need to see this video, who's always trying to be perfect, seek perfection, and always overthinking and overanalyzing and just not taking the risk they should take because of hesitancy and stagnant. And until next time, make sure you turn on the post notifications. That way you get notified every time I drop a video. And until next time, I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.